you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right. So we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it. You made it. Listen, for every stock, if that kept on going, for every one that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
You know, a lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school, you have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving your finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at CyberTrading University.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fausto Pugliese. Let me get a quick audio check if you can hear me okay. Just want to be able to make sure everybody can hear loud and clear. It's going to post up the webcam. All right, let me just fix the chat room over here and get that up and running. All right, perfect. Good to see you, George. Good to see you. Look at that. A lot of CTU students are there. Well, it's good to see you. Jeff Sale, good to see you. Gene. Sharon, good to see you. William, everybody. All right, perfect. All right, can everybody see the screen up on, be able to see the screen that says Iceberg Orders, how to beat the market manipulation? All right, good. Well, welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody has been safe. Thank you, students, for being here. And thank you if you're new here at CyberTrading University. My name is Fausto Pugliese. I'm the president and founder of CyberTrading University. I'm here to teach you how to day trade, how to swing trade, and also understand how to control and trade today's volatile markets. You probably watch me on YouTube. You probably watch me on Facebook. You probably heard me do lots of presentations over the years. After 25 years, well, now it's time to take matters in your own hands. And let me tell you, after what's been going on here with this whole coronavirus, everybody's now figuring out how long is this going to last. I mean, is it going to be up to a vaccine? Is this going to last the next 5 years? Am I still going to have a job? What am I going to do to make supplemental income? Is Social Security going to still be there? You know, well, you know, it's time to take matters in your own hands. And I could tell you this. CyberTrading University has been extremely overwhelmed. Education has been a really big business in the way of everybody wants to learn how to trade now. Everybody's like, you know what? Sports are out of business. You don't know what's happening there. Casinos are closed. People don't know if they have, you know, if their job's going to continue. So it's time to kind of start saying, you know what? Maybe this is time for a new career. But let me tell you the problem with today's industry. Everybody wants to try it, but they end up making mistakes and end up losing, okay? And you know what? I don't want that to be you. You have to learn how to play the game. So hopefully, I'm going to talk for about an hour. And at the end of this presentation, I'm going to invite every single one of you to come join my original trading room that I started 25 years ago, which you see a lot of people bouncing around, opening them up. But you're going to come to the original one, and you are going to see people, not me. You're going to see people that we've trained that are making 6-7 figures. And this is not no BS. You are going to be the witness of it. You're going to see it, and you're going to make the judgment. And then you're going to realize, you know what? Maybe I'm going to do it, or maybe I'm not. But it's better off you see first before you actually go out there and hit your first trade. So let's talk about what we're going to be learning today. So we're going to talk about how to find some stocks that we traded. If you watched and see, one of our biggest winners this week was was the stock symbol Fran. Another one is Kodak. Okay. And, you know, we knew Kodak before anybody even was even calling it out. Okay. We saw that news. We saw it on Tuesday. Then you saw everybody hopping on the Kodak train. You know what? I'm not a genius. I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm going to teach you how you could find exactly what we do. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm going to show you how we follow the smart money. I'm going to talk about how we develop a trading plan, what people don't understand. How do you get in? How do you get out? What tools do you use? What indicators should I use? What brokerage firm should I open? How to do modern day trading with time and sales. And most importantly, how to treat this like a business. Because at the end of the day, let's be honest. Why are you here? You're here to make money. That's the bottom line. Now, I'm going to be asking people questions as we go along. I know we have a lot of people here. Looks like we'll have a very, very, very successful day here. Hold on, let me just see something here. Oh, there we go. Just got something here. Just want to see, so I could see exactly how many, if anyone has any questions, or we have some raising hands of people. But there are a lot of people that are logged in, and just want to give you guys a heads up. I could only answer so many questions, so I'll do the best that I can to answer those questions, but I'm going to try to open them up at the end of the day. But I'm going to do poll questions, so don't be scared. No one's going to yell at you. No one's going to rat you out to your spouse that you've been trading underneath their nose and don't you know what you're doing, and now you're trying to learn. Listen, just do it right the first time, or don't do it at all. But what I'm just going to tell you this, I'm going to be really honest with you. Trading is not for everybody, okay? So you do it right, or you don't do it at all. And I'm going to show you how to do it the right way. How do I know how to do it the right way? Because I was also a very big failure, okay? Why was I a failure? Well, 25 years ago, when I was a little boy, at 22 years old, with an egotistical attitude, thought like, what do I need to learn from anybody? I could do it myself. And back then we didn't have the internet as we had today. I was reading a couple of books. I was watching CNBC and everything else. Well, it's not as easy as hitting the buy and sell button. And I learned that the hard way. Finally, I did what everybody did not want to do. You know how today people don't like to take education courses because, this guy, I don't know if it's really good. I hear bad reviews, or it's expensive, this and that. Well, back then, I didn't want to split the profits with somebody. You thought spending a couple of $1,000 on training was a lot. Imagine making, $500,000 and $250,000 has to go to a company you work for. Who wants to do that? Well, you know what? Unfortunately, it's better sharing half of it than losing all of it. All right. So I finally took a job as a trader. I finally, living here in New York, was trained by the best traders in the world. I tried to get in certain firms. Thank God I had some really good friends in that industry that took me under their wing. Because trust me, it's a private club. It really is a private club. And let me tell you, what I've learned on the first day on the job, when I first walked in and I saw hundreds of traders high-fiving each other, screaming, smashing keyboards, I'm like, wow, look at the intensity, look at the camaraderie, look at everything. I realized this is where I should have been the day one. And you know what? What I've learned is I should have never made my first trade. And that's what you guys are going to learn today. You are going to learn why, you're losing money and why you're not making money. Okay. And that's what I want to share. And let me tell you, nothing really has changed from what I've learned 25 years ago to today, other than you don't have to split half the profits and pay $20 a ticket. Now you're getting tickets for free. Okay. And people still can't make money, and I still can't figure that one out. So anyway, just to kind of let you look a little history about why, because a lot of people ask me and they say, Fausto, if you're such a good trader, why you teach? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. I have an invested interest in you to succeed, and I'm going to show you exactly why it is. But the question is this: why are you here? Just remember this. You are here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to make money. It's not about looking at, I want to hear Fausto what he has to say, or, let me check out his good-looking hair. I don't know, whatever it is. Okay. The bottom line is, you're not here for stock picks. You're not here for, you're not here to kind of like take what I've learned and try to apply. You're here to make money. You don't care when you trade. You don't want to know when you trade. First of all, we're going to talk a little bit about Kodak, and people could be like, Well, what do they do? I thought they were just making Polaroids. You know, I don't know. I didn't even honestly. I didn't even know they were in the medical industry. I really had no idea until they signed that. The government gave them that $1 billion contract. Okay, I knew they were in the blockchain business. You know what I mean? Which a lot of you probably didn't know, but apparently, listen, it worked out well for them. And thank you for being that's corporate America. But remember, there's going to be a lot more stocks like that. So now the question I have for you is first I want to know a little bit about everybody. I want to know actually right here, hold on. Let me get a poll really quick. And I want to know exactly who really trained you. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick poll right here. So can everybody just tell me, are you self-taught? Did you take paid courses? Are you doing coaching? Do you have a mentor? Just want to see what kind of everyone's here. By the way, like I said, this is completely confidential. All right. I'm just going to share it with everybody and just get the idea. Now, listen, if you say you're self-taught, that's okay. Listen, everybody likes to do it the hard way. Okay. And you know what? Sometimes the best thing to do is as long as you lose a lot of money, you kind of realize you know as much as you probably shouldn't have known. You have to do it right. So let me share the results. So we got about 62% of you that are self-taught. 48% of you actually took paid courses, because I can see a lot of you are students here at Cybertrading University. And we do have a couple of people that have some mentors and coaches. Okay. Now my next question is, I want to do one more poll. And I want to get to know a little bit about what kind of traders you are in this room. So can everybody just tell me, are you a stock trader, options trader, futures, Forex? Just want to just get to know a little bit about it. All right. Tom, just put it in the poll that's popping up on the right-hand side. Just tell me what you are. This is great. I love doing polls. You know what? I love when people interact and answer this question. I don't know why people don't answer it, but looks like a lot of you are, which is awesome. All right, so let me share this. Okay, so it looks like a lot of you in the stock market. We actually got quite a lot of options people in here. 51% of you do options. We have some futures, Forex, and we do have a couple of people that have investing. I'm shocked that's not even a little bit higher, because I would even click yes on that too. But listen, I'm just gonna let you know, I'm an actual day trader. What does a day trader really mean? Ooh, you're a day trader. I heard they all lose money. I heard about what happened in 2000 and everything. Listen, day trading, believe it or not, is the easiest and simplest and the most controlling and the most conservative type of trading you could do. Why? Because you're in and out the same day. You're not holding positions overnight. You don't need all these analytical tools. You're just basically getting in there in the morning. You're finding what's moving. It's a job. That's it. You're not trying to figure things out. You're not trying to work in it. Now, if you're a swing trader, it's a little bit more riskier. Where there's more risk, there's more money. So yes, you make more money in swing trading, not as much as day trading, but you have to be an analyst. You got to work. And then you have people that trade options. Options is the most hardest thing to trade, because and so what I'm saying is this: if you want to be a good options trader, how the hell you know what option to trade if you don't even know what the stock is doing? Isn't the movement of the stock that makes an option move? How do you know what to swing trade, if you don't even know what's happening over the course of the day? All right. We were trading, what's a big mover that we traded recently? What is it? Overstock. Overstock went from $4 to $70. We saw that happening, just by watching the day trade. And then that day trade became a little bit more swing trade. And it's only within 3 months, and then all of a sudden you can see where it's now. Now I went to 70. So it all starts by day trading. Okay. And then you can understand how to swing trade. So that's what I like to do. Now, the thing is this: I'm going to show you exactly how these things work, but I want you to understand something very, very important. I am here specifically and exclusively not to teach you how to make money and how to trade today's market. I know that's probably your goal, but I'm telling you right now, what I am looking to do is I'm looking to recruit traders that I could train that we can make money together, just like the picture you're seeing up on that screen. And what's gorgeous about that picture, you'll notice they're people just like you. Okay, they're not people that are, snobby, with their $10,000 outfits and this, that. They're grandmas, they're grandpas, they're engineers, they're bakers, they're border control people, they're cowboys, there are engineers, professors. These people are just like you. Okay, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people I could train that I can make money with. And if you think that you have it in you, then this is what you're going to basically what you're going to get out of this. So, getting back to trading, just going to let you guys know. I know you've done events like this all the time, and you probably hear this all the time. Can I see your trades? Okay. Yes. You know how you're going to see it? You're going to come in my trading room. Because if you're somebody that's out there looking for seeing reports and stuff like that, people asking me, so Fausto, I've taken a class. I want to see these trades if they really work. Guess what? You are going to get them and you're going to see them. But guess what? I'm going to show you to them live in my trading room. All right. And it's not just mine. It's going to be you're going to see everybody that we train doing the same. Now, just out of curiosity, did anybody here seen what happened with Kodak? Did anybody see what happened with Kodak? Rich, you did. Sin, you did. Tom, okay, good. Good. Jeff, obviously we have a bunch of students here. Okay, so Kodak, we found Kodak, but most of our trades that we do is in pre-market. Okay, I know a lot of people are like, how do you do that? I never trade pre-market. My broker won't let me. I know that, and they do that on purpose. And you'll see in a trading room. But we were trading Kodak right at the gate when it started, right around $6. It started blowing out on Tuesday, and it started making a big run. So you can see here from all the trades, and these are all the chats. You know what? Let me get my pointer out here so you guys can follow along. Apologize. Let me get that up. Where is my spotter? There we go. Okay, there we go. See my little dot? Okay. So basically, you could see how the stock just literally took off. Now, why did it take off? How did it go up? Who ran it up? These are things I'm going to show you in today's markets, what's happening. And not only did it run up, the damn thing ran from 20, actually down to 6. It ran all the way to 60 in one day. Look at all these traders. Scott, look how much he made, 39.50 to 52. These are all traders that you saw in that picture. Okay, well, some of them. We have plenty of students that was an on-site event, but you could see these are people just like you that are making money. Okay, and they all traded it. Now, if you want, what I recommend a lot of you, I don't know, is any of you guys subscribed to our YouTube channel? Rich just posted up the YouTube channel. Click on our YouTube channel here. You can watch a great video on it. And you could just, obviously this is probably an angry person who lost money on it, but this is a video we just posted, 44 likes. Stock was up 325%. I did 2 videos on it. Watched the Tuesday video, watched the Wednesday video, and I think I did one yesterday too. So I think there's 3 videos on it that will educate you on it. And I'll show you a little bit of, I'll get a little more strategy explaining it. But if you haven't subscribed to us yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us, friend us, even on our Facebook channel too. Now, how do we find stocks like Kodak? So let's begin. So basically, how we actually found it is no secret place. My crystal ball is this. What everyone has in your own platform. It's the big percentage gainers and losers. That's exactly where we found it. Okay. Now, the question is, there's a lot of stocks that are moving in the market today. How do you know which one is more volatile than others? Which ones have bigger spreads than others? Everything else. Well, we will basically dissect that for you. And we start doing it at 8 o'clock in the morning, an hour and a half before the market opens up. But when you ask me where we find them, that's where we find them. The big percentage gainers and losers. Ask me why, INFI is up 86%. I really don't care. I really don't give a crap. Okay. All I know is if it's going to make me money and I have to risk a lot of money to do it, I'm going to trade it. Okay. Because by the time I figure it out, I'm already taking a profit. And you know what? There's so many of them out there. Look at all these stocks from 1 to 25, 60%, 50%, 40%, 39%. There's so many stocks that are moving. They got great volume. They got great price range. But the thing is this, out of all of them, which one is going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward? Well, that's what we basically, I'm going to show you. And how we do that is basically going out there and having a game plan. Now, my question to you is this, and everybody, I want everybody to answer this question. This is a very important question, okay? If you cannot answer this question, you need to quit trading immediately. And the question is this: how do stocks go up and down in the stock market? How do they go up and go down? I'll give you a hint. It's 2 words. And there's a few ways you could say it. And it's not BS. But it is exactly buyers and sellers. Thanks a lot, John. Thanks a lot, Sharon, Vicky, Wayne. Buyers and sellers, or supply and demand. Okay. Does anyone dispute that? If you're disputing that right now, then I'm going to do you a favor. Just get out of the room because you're wasting your time being here. Okay? Because what I'm about to show you is one of Wall Street's biggest secrets. How do I know that? Because I helped develop it. I helped develop Island. I helped develop these when you watch the video at the end of today's presentation, we'll play a video of me being on NASDAQ. I'm a regular guest there talking about NASDAQ Total View. I'm going to talk about it, but it all comes down to this: buyers and sellers, okay? So the thing is this: you're looking at a stock, you look at Kodak, you're like, okay, here's a stock. Oh my God, if I bought that stock, I wouldn't have to worry about a $1,200 stimulus package or what's going on. I could just make it right here. Great job. How did you find it? It's all about following the money. Okay. That's all you need to do. Who they are? They're brokerage firms, institution investors, and insiders, or in other words, high frequency trades and algorithms. That's all we do. Most people fail because they're not watching that. They're watching some ridiculous mathematicians indicators. No offense to any mathematicians, but that's what they're doing. They're looking at some heat seeker on a platform that's telling them, it's giving them all these, flashy, funky lights. They have listened to somebody that figured out, some candlestick that's showing you wicks and lengths and hairs and this. Listen, stop with the BS, okay? Stop pretending to be an analyst. Let's just follow the money. So how do we do that? Well, there are 3 ways how we get that data. There's level 1, level 2, and level 3. Now, level 2, by the way, anybody here have level 2? Anybody here have level 2 quotes? To get a quick yes or no? Yes. George, you have it. Tom, you have it. Wow, what the hell are you using it for anyway? Level 2's been outdated since the 90s, okay? They were actually trying to get rid of it. It's a waste of your time, okay? It was only good in the 90s. It's not good anymore. All it does is this, and let me explain to you. I want to show it to you because what I'm about to show you is going to explain to you how to follow the money, okay? So follow along closely. Let me get my let me get my draw line, okay? So right here, these are your buyers, and these are your sellers, okay? So you got 2 columns. You got market maker ID, which is brokerage firm ID. The bid price is what they want to buy for, and size is how many shares. Everything there is multiplied by 100. So here you have whoever wants to buy the stock for the most amount of money on the bid side, and whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. The problem with level 2 is this. Now listen to me carefully. It's only showing you the brokerage firm's best bid and best offer. What exactly does that mean? Well, NASDAQ, you see that there is 1,300 shares looking to be bought of American Airlines at $16.62. What does that really mean? Other than NASDAQ probably got other orders out there, tons of orders, a lot lower. Maybe, they might be looking to buy 1,300 shares at $16.62, but he probably 100,000 share looking to buy at $16.60, which will make it more of a demand. You're not seeing that level 2. So that's why level 2 is pretty much outdated. Now, let me clear this out and let me move on here. So, quick poll question again. Hope I'm not boring you guys with this. All right. So my poll question to you is this: who here has level 3? Okay, so let me do a quick poll. By the way, if you're a student of CTU, please do not answer this question other than prior that you were a student, okay? Because I want to see the statistics. I always say that. Francesco says, don't know how to get level 3. Well, you're in good hands, Francesco, because I'm going to answer that for you, okay? But before I tell you where to get it, you got to know what the hell it is. You got to know, well, okay, there's another software, you sell it, selling it. No, listen, I don't work for these brokerage firms. I'm not selling you a damn thing. I'm just teaching you exactly how blind you've been trading all these years. All right. So we got a really good good poll going on here, which I'm a little disappointed because a lot of you are not, there's still people that are not answering this question. What are you afraid of, by the way? What are you afraid? Could you just, Mike, could you answer this question? I didn't see you put it in a poll. John, Bill, come on. Who else didn't answer here? What are you guys afraid of? Scott? Doreen? Come on. Don't let me call you out on it. Just be honest. Be honest with yourself. If you can't be honest with you, that means that when you lose money, you can't admit that you were wrong. They're like, oh, it wasn't my fault. It was, it was Trump's fault. You know what I mean? I mean, that's being ignorant. Oh, no, it was, Congress' fault. Oh, no, it was the CEO yesterday talking. That's why I lost money. No, you lost money because you didn't have a game plan. Be honest. Do you have level 3 or not? Okay, so I'm going to share this result. 10% of you do, almost 80% don't, and then you have a lot of people I'm not sure. I'll just take that as a no, okay? All right, so let me explain to you what this is. Level 3 is going to show you 20 times more data than level 2 does. What that means is that you're going to see every single order out there that's being posted on the exchange. And we're going to start off with NASDAQ Total View, which, by the way, I'm just going to bring this over so you can see this. I'm going to play this video on NASDAQ Total View. You can see it right here at the end of the presentation. As you guys are registering to come into my trading room, I'm going to bring you back over here and you'll be able to watch that video in full version of, because let me tell you something. NASDAQ wants you to learn this stuff. They know you need this stuff. When they found out I was preaching it, and let me tell you, they don't just take anybody off the street that teaches training. They're like, you know what? We know people need to read this stuff, and they want you to have it because this is exactly how NASDAQ works. So this is what we got. We got buyers and we got sellers. Very simple. You got orders, you got shares, and you got a bid price. You got ask, shares, and orders. So orders is basically telling you how many different orders are out there at that specific price. So for example, down here at 1450, you got literally people that are trading on the NASDAQ market. There's about 2,800 shares, and there's 11 different orders around the world. That could be made up of 100 shares, 1,000 shares, 200 shares, whatever. But there are 11 different orders. So basically, if you look right here, I checked this box, which says aggregate. I aggregate all those orders. So I really don't care how, what the order is. If it's a 100 share guy or 200, I just care about how many there are out there. Helps me consolidate the orders. All right. You can see there's a lot of guys here at 9,000, 2,000, 4,000. And you can see it's funny when you look at this, you're like, why would anybody waste their time to buy 5 shares? I don't know. Maybe it's a guy on training mode. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, don't insult the guy. The guy just maybe wants to try trading Rite Aid. Wants to trade 5 shares. Big deal. Okay. But you could see it. But that doesn't interest me. What interests me is what I'm going to show you next. When I trade, what I'm looking for is what we call iceberg orders, big block orders like this one. We're looking at space, a stock symbol, space. You probably heard about it. People's paying $250,000 going into space, ridiculous, whatever. You probably can't afford it. Who cares? But you know what? The stock is a fun stock to trade. And what makes it fun is this. Space went from 1825 right up to 1960 in about, 15 minutes. Came right back down to 1825 in about an hour and a half. For some ridiculous reason, again, We hit that support level and went right back to 1940. If you just knew how to trade that stock, you could have went long, short, long, and you could have made, I don't know, $1. Let's use a regular, $1 long, $1 short, $1 long, but why? How would you have known that? You know how you would have known that? By following the money. And when you look over here on NASDAQ book viewer, there was a 100,000 share buyer at 1825. Now that kind of makes sense. Like, why did it keep hitting that 1825? Why didn't it hit why didn't it stop at 19? Why didn't it go back down to 0? Why 1825? And you're sitting there looking at the chart. Oh, because the Fibonacci said so. Oh, because of previous support level. No, has nothing to do with that. It has to do with everything about there's a guy looking to buy 102,000 shares out there, and it's made of 3 people. It's not this guy that's looking to buy 100 shares. It's not even this guy that's looking to buy 1 share. It's the guy looking to buy 100,000 shares. Now, let's look at vice versa on a resistance levels. What stops the stock from breaking resistance levels? We'll look at United Airlines. Stock at 930 goes from 31.50 right up to 34. Huge winner in an hour. Could you imagine buying a stock at 31.50? Okay, let's say 32, and you sell at 34. You make $2,000 on 1,000 shares. $32,000 investment. $2,000 a day. Hours worth of work, $500,000, ching ching. I'll take that day. I'll take that money any day. Okay. But the $64,000 question is, how did you know it was going to stop at 34? Why didn't it stop at 33? Why did it go back to its all-time highs of 70? Why 34? Very simple. When you look at the orders out there, when you got to have a game plan. You have to know when you're making money, you got to have your stop ready. Where do you want your stop ready? Not what the history tells you. It's what the future is going to tell you. And the future tells me that there's 123,000 share seller, and there are 39 orders around this entire world that are trading on the NASDAQ market that are trying to sell American Airlines at $34. Why in the hell would I want to question that guy? Okay, and say, fake news. That stock, I don't know what that means. Does that really mean anything? Oh, yeah, it's only about $4 million worth of stock. Are you trading $4 million in an idea? Would you like to follow somebody that's got $4 million out there? Because you know what? I don't think the guy at 527 shares is going to stop it from going higher, or the guy at 50 shares. But I definitely want to keep an eye on this guy at 123,000. It's as simple as that. You follow the money. All right. Did I lose anybody yet? Are we lost? Are we lost? No. One of you guys just wrote me a long email. I can't read that fast. Okay, but we'll have Rich answer you back. No, everybody follow along. But once again, anyone confused? Like, does that seem hard? Does that seem hard? See a big order, make support, makes a resistance. Okay, so now we're gonna have a little test. We're gonna have a little fun, right? Uber. Is Uber trending up or trending down? What do you think? Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna do a poll question. Let's do that, because you know what? You guys want to see how everybody else answers, and I love doing this. Okay, so where are we? Okay, there we go. Launch poll. All right, let me put that. Let's go that. Let's do a poll, because I think people don't like to type easier. I know they like click buttons. I'm making it very easy for you. What is the trend, up or down? This always freaks me out. I still can't figure this out. Okay, I'm going to do some people some favors right now. Okay, I'm going to end the poll, and it looks like a lot of people are answering. Wow, this is great. Looks like more people are starting to get it. Okay, now I'm going to share the results. Now, I still can't understand why people think it's going up. 8% of you think it's going up. That looks like it's going up to you. That really looks like it's going up to you. 92% of you just basically are correct. 8% of you need help. I have no idea what you made me think that you think the stock is going. This stock is trending down. If and buts, no matter what, it's trending down, period. Okay? I still can't figure that one out. But you know what? I always get people that do it. And it's great because now some of you here that, and by the way, nobody could see who said it was going up, but now some of you here could see like, oh, now I know why people lose money in trading. Okay? Because why would he think that's going up? Trend is going down. He really needs help, that person. Okay. And by the way, if you say don't be defense, don't be insulted. Okay. Because if you can't learn from constructive criticism, you'll never learn how to be a successful trader. Now, what do we need for the stock to go up? Let me go back. What do we need for the stock to go up? Everybody. Buyers. Okay. I think everybody agrees with that. We need a buyer. B, you can write B, just type in B. I know some of us are not fast typers, type in B. Okay, we need buyers. Now, do you see buyers on a chart? No. How are you going to know when the stock's going to hit support levels? Because is this Uber going to go down to $30 down to zero? Is it going to stop at 10, 20? You know, where is it going to stop? Okay. We need to know where the buyers are, right? We need level 3. We need to look at the book viewer. So let's look at NASDAQ book viewer. So now we're looking at here, and you'll notice where we're looking on the left-hand side, the buyers. What are we looking for? A substantial amount of buyers. The biggest substantial amount of buyers that I see is right here. 20,000 shares at 30 bucks. Okay, listen. Could the stock go to 29.91? Sure, it could. Can it go all the way down here to 29.83? Of course it could. 200 shares, 400 shares. But I'm really a little concerned about the 20,000 shares because there's a lot of, when you look at it, there's not a lot of shares being bought and sold at a specific price. But there's one big substantial. I'm looking at it going down. Remember, I'm worrying about where I could buy it. Or how about this? Any of you guys go out there and like are losing money in a position, like, shoot, do I sell it now? And then, you know, when you sell it, as soon as you sell it, the thing goes up. And by the way, has that ever happened to you? I'm going to ask everybody a dumb question. Do you ever feel like somebody's watching you? You do a trade like, damn, every time I sell these damn stocks, the freaking thing goes up. And soon as I sell it, as soon as I buy it, it goes down. As soon as I sell it, it goes up. It's like people are watching you. Rob says, hell yes. I love bringing up that question. I had a student the other day, he goes, Fausto, you got me at hello. When you said that, he goes, I was sold just on you. And you know what the answer is? It's not that they're watching you. It's that you are not watching them. That is the problem. Okay? Now is it starting to make sense? That's the problem. So I'm going to change the slide here, and I'm going to go to the next slide. Now, look at Uber, what happened here. It came down, and you guys are right, the trend was down. But then I don't want to pick on the people that said it was going to go up. You said it was going up, but you didn't give me a reason why it was going up. And the reason why it was going up, now I think everybody would say, oh yeah, stock is definitely going up. If I just saw those orders, whatever the chart tells you, yeah, the trend is down, but you know what? There's a buyer there. And guess what? Uber went there and it went from that 30.50, dropped down to 30, went back to 32.20, came back down to 30, buyer's still out there, went right back to 30.30. That is the only reason why the stock did not go lower. So if you said it was going up, congratulations, you actually were right. Okay, but you didn't give me a reason why. Maybe I forgot to ask, but I bet if everybody said was going down and saw that and they say, oh yeah, I changed my vote. Okay, I changed my vote. I'm a swinger. I'm a swing vote. I went from down, it's going up now. And within a blink of an eye is exactly how you have to react to be a good trader. Because this is why people lose money. They're looking at a trade and they're like, oh, stock's going down, let me get out. But when you start looking at the data, you're like, you know what? I'm not going up. I'm actually going to buy more. Actually, or you might say, you know what? That's where the bleeding's going to stop. That's where the bleeding's going to stop. Let's look at the VIX because this works for everything, ETFs, everything. Let's look at the VIX, okay? Can you tell me where resistance levels is on the VIX? Where's the resistance levels on VIX? Let's see how you guys answer that question. Resistance would be sellers. The sellers are on the right. What makes a resistance is a lot of sellers. Don't mind me talking very, slowly, but I want you guys to, I'm trying to be very, very specific here. Okay, so if you said 37.15, congratulations, you are correct. There are 55,000 shares that are trading in the VIX at 37.15 without looking at a chart, without looking at an indicator, without listening to some ridiculous analyst on TV that's going to try to lecture me. That stock is not going a damn place until that guy cancels his order or somebody buys it from him. So what I'm doing is my game plan is that if I own the stock right now at 37.02, I'm probably going to plan on getting out at 37.14 or 13 right before that guy, because I don't want to be behind him. I want to be in front of him. Now, when you look at this chart right here, guess what? Trend is up. Stock looks great. The stock's going back to its previous highs today, whatever it is. Means nothing to me. Means nothing to me. You know what it means to me? The guy before. Because if you didn't have that game plan before, guess what? That stock, if you didn't have a game plan to get out, when it went from 34 up to that 37, guess what? Now you're back down to 34 and you're crying. You're literally crying like, oh my God, I got 1,000 shares. I just lost $3,000. You want to know why? Oh, now you know why? That's why. And I don't feel bad for people, other than if you just knew what you were doing. If you just knew what the guy was, if someone was out there. Why are you trying to but I learned how to trade the ETFs. Oh, the ETFs, I can't buy ETF. What the hell does that mean? What does that really mean? You have to learn how to play the game, guys. That's all it is. So this is what I'm looking for. There is no platform out there that will help you find these iceberg orders. You have to figure it out on your own. And what I'm looking to do today is I'm not here to sell you anything. What I'm looking to do is I'm looking to find traders that can help me spot those iceberg orders so we could trade together. I know a lot of you probably attended other webinars and classes and took courses with other people, but I'm not someone that's here. It's going to sell you 1,000 hours of videos because you're not going to watch them. Okay. What I'm looking to do is I want to invite all of you here and see if you're capable of helping me find these iceberg orders so we could trade together. You see, that's why I teach. See, a lot of people ask me, say, Fausto, you know what? I know you're a great trader. I read your book. You could buy it on Amazon, How to Beat Market Makers in Their Own Game. It's been published by Wiley, very well-known publisher, 12-time champion, endorsed by more brokerage firms than anyone in the industry. I have a 5-star rating on Google. That means nothing to you. All that glory does not make you money, okay? But why I am where I'm at is because when I started trading, the only reason why I teach is because for me to be successful at what I do, I had to teach my traders to be successful to help us work together like a team. Remember when you logged in earlier? Listen, I'm not here to brag about myself. I was telling you earlier, but I wanted you to know the history a little bit about myself because I was a failure and I didn't know what to succeed until I worked in a brokerage firm. And I didn't want to go work for a brokerage firm because I don't want to split the damn profits with them. And they were running a business on top of that and charging a desk fee and charging me $1,000. By the way, they charged me $1,000 a month for this data, which costs you now $15 a month. $15. Could you imagine $15 that I paid 20 years ago? A 22-year-old kid paid $1,000 for that data. Who's got $1,000 in their pocket at 22 years old? Oh, You know how you pay for it? You know what they told me? Says, don't worry about it. It's going to pay for itself. If I told you how to be a $250,000 trader, do you have a problem paying $1,000 a month? I'm like, no. Smart business kid. Now we're going to make money together. Okay. So what I've learned back then is what I've learned today. Nothing really has changed for what happened back then till today. Now, regarding about the matrix, I see some of you keep bringing up regarding our TradeStation. Actually, we teach the TradeStation is actually one of the platforms in our trading room. So yes, we'll use it. It's more aggregated. There's more ECNs out there. It's a better tool to use than to use just one. I'm just teaching you a kindergarten version of just one ECN tool. There's a lot more. Okay. And by the way, you want to use it, you're going to see us use it. Now, here's the next question. A lot of people come up to me and they say, oh, yeah, I know. How do you know these are real orders? How do you know they're not canceling them? How do you know if they're fake? Listen, they're all real, okay? There's no brokerage firm that lets you put fake orders out there. Listen, you and I could cancel an order if we want to, but there is a window called time and sales. Time and sales is the confirmation of a transaction that took place. Time and sales is what we use. It's called tape readers. I was actually one of those tape readers. I teach my traders how to be a tape reader. Okay, you probably read articles about like, oh my God, is there any tape readers out there? Like I heard they were like, yeah, you're looking at one right now. And that's what I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you how to read the tape. And the tape basically is just seeing the orders are out there and see if they're getting executed or if they're canceling them. So, and by knowing that, just by knowing the color, and knowing if the orders are getting executed on the bid and offer is going to give you an indication if those big block orders are getting done. Now, let's look at this example right here, OXI, right? You look at this stock right here, OXI, what are you looking for? Big block orders, right? Right here, we could see that there's a big block order of 128,000 shares at $15, 70 different orders around there. So in theory, what should happen when the stock hits 15? What do you all think? What should the stock do when it hits that price? When it gets to 15, what would that be called? What do you guys think? It should be a support, right? It should stop, right, Bart? JC, right? It's a support level. I mean, that's a lot of buy. That's a lot. That's a lot of money right there. What was that? Almost $2 million. 70 people around the world are buying it. Absolutely, definitely a support level without even thinking twice. All right. Unfortunately, stock went lower. Actually went to 12. How does that happen, Fausto? You just told me, Fausto. You said when there's a buyer, the stock goes up, and when there's a seller, a big block seller, it could go down. Well, maybe somebody wanted to get out of it. Maybe an institution wanted to blow out of those shares. Maybe one of the CEO of the company wanted to get out of it. Because guess what? It sat there for several hours, and guess what? Eventually, if people keep selling it to that person, it's going to go down. You ever notice, you ever see a stock, even with indicators, be like, wow, what a big support level. How did that break it? How did that happen? Well, listen, maybe somebody sold it to him. Don't stocks trade? That's trading. Okay? Look at the time and sales. Red, 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 red. 2,500, 1,000, 2,000, 9,000, 2,000, 8,000, 3,000. The guy was getting hit. The traders were getting hit on the bid. No wonder the stock went down. Do you need an indicator to tell you that? By the way, do you know what chart gets its data from time and sales? How do you not? Then why would you want to be left behind? Here's an example. So, it's all about making money. It's all about following the money. That's all it comes down to. Okay. So when you trade, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain something to you. You don't need to make a lot of money to make it. So if you see a stock that breaks major support and resistance levels, you really don't need, you really need that much to do it. Now, how do you make a successful career in trading? Like I said, if you just made 50 lousy cents, look at this stock right here. Kodak, right? It went from 12 to 20. Holy crap. I've had 1,000 shares, make myself $8 grand, do that every year. I'm making about 3, 4, 5 million. Yeah, no, that's not how traders think. Traders think of like making $1, making 72 cents, making 60 cents. If you bought 1,000 shares of either one of those stocks, make 50 or even 50 cents. You know, if you make $500 a day, $500 a day, you had all day to do that. $500 is $100,000 a year salary. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that trade? What about the dark pools? Listen, there's a lot of people that are teaching dark pools. Guess where they learned it? A lot of those people that talk about dark pools were my instructors and my students. You want to talk about dark pools? I'll show you dark pools in the trading room. Where'd you think? And by the way, they do affect the market, but not as much as high frequency trades. Okay, but I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people like that word, dark pool, like Darth Vader, like it's scary. Ooh, Darth Vader, you know, dark pools. But yeah, I mean, where do you think they learned it? A lot of those people that you probably learn and hear about it were my instructors and my students. Okay, and I'm very proud of it. And you know what? Apparently, what ends up happening with my students, they outgrow CTU, and I end up teaching you how to teach other people. That's just how it is. You know, that's how companies grow. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Now, let me explain, and this is something I want to point out. We'll get into the end of today's presentation. So I want to get everyone all ready to sign up and show everybody that I can show it to you live. You want to see live trades. You want to be able to see traders that do this every day. If you want to see if these are fake trades and if they're real, if it really happens, I want to invite everybody in just about another couple of minutes, and then I'm going to show you. But I want to explain something very carefully, all of you. Everybody here needs a mentor. You need a mentor. You can't listen. Your parents were your mentors. Your teachers were your mentors. Your professors, your mentors. Your boss was your mentor. No one here lived in the cave, okay, and then became very successful. You want to be a good trader, you're going to need more than one mentor. I know a lot of you took training courses. Please let us know when you register for today's event, because a lot of them probably were instructors. Some of them, you know, because listen, there's a lot of bad ones out there. You know, listen, do everyone have to go to college? No. Are there some good colleges there? Are there some bad ones? Yeah, there's a lot of bad ones. Yeah. Do they all just want to take your money? Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a business. But the only way you're going to know is you got to sample a little bit of everybody's stuff. Because let me tell you something, guys. Trading is the greatest job in the world. You could spend more time with your family. You can buy things you always wanted to. Listen, we have a couple old timers here. How many of you are ready to retire? How many of you think that Social Security is still going to be there? Okay, people living longer. You think you're going to live on your pension? You think you're going to live on your IRA? You know, you have to continue to make money, okay? And you don't want to worry about it that, oh, my account just, I need $1,000. Oh, it's going down. You want to see your account going up, not going down, especially with the whole coronavirus. Okay, how many of you, I know any people I know are getting crushed right now? And I know a lot of people are killing it right now. You know, as well as some of those people, traders. Oh, you're a trader? You must be doing great. Yeah, how did you know? They know. They know because see what's happened with the market. So it's time for you guys to do the same. Time to relax, enjoy life, trade the market, get involved in one of the most prestigious jobs in the world. But you all have to learn somewhere. And to go out there, you have to learn from people that are endorsed by people that have a system that works, like CyberTrading University. CyberTrading University is endorsed by more brokerage firms than any school in the industry. It's a fact. And let me tell you something. Let me give you a little advice. I know some of you guys took some courses with some people. If you really want to know if you're dealing with a reputable company, don't do your search on the internet. Don't worry about what you read it. You know how you know? Go to the Better Business Bureau, okay? It's a state-run, a federal run, and also check if brokerage firms are endorsing them. You know these brokerage firms do background checks on us? Do you know they look at our students, the people we trained? You know why these brokerage firms pay for training? Because they want to see if you know what you're doing. Because they know that if you're successful, you'll be a client theirs forever. Very, very important thing. I always stress this out. This is what I'm asking everybody to do. Okay, I want to invite you all to come in my live trading room, the original trading room that you keep hearing about. I want you not to judge us on our winners. I want you to judge us and see how little and minimal losers we have. But not only me, I want you to look at the traders in the room, see if they're making money. See what this whole story about day trading is. And that's, by the way, we don't just day trade, we swing trade too. And by the way, if you trade futures and Forex and options, you know what? Let me tell you something. I talked to somebody the other day. He was doing futures, okay? And I know a couple of good futures traders. And he's like, you know, I spent all this money on futures, this and that, and like whatever. I'm like, okay, great. Are you making the six figures? He's like, no. How long you been doing for? A year. A year. You took a year of your life that you could never get back, and you're still not making money. Listen, I use this line all the time on people. If a doctor puts you on medication and you've been on it for a month and you're getting worse, you better find a new doctor. Okay. All right. He gonna come back. Oh no, you're gonna get better. Just keep trying it. But I'm gonna keep billing you for it. You know. Okay, great. Let me know how that worked out for you. Listen, if you're doing something that's not working well, options, futures, Forex, try something different. You know this is a great industry. You maybe just don't have found the right guy. Look what I showed you today. How simple trading. I didn't even listen. I only spent about 30 minutes. I showed you. Let me show you live in today's markets. Okay, and I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm not even gonna charge you a lot of money. I would just want to know if you're a real person. $9. That's all I ask. $9. I want you to come in my trading room for 1 week. And for $9 lousy, I'm going to give you all this. You're going to get pre-market trading, after-market trading. You're going to actually talk to somebody. Okay? You're going to have your own personal advisor. You're going to get Q&A lessons. You're going to give you a crash course on training for $9 lousy. You know why I do for $9? I lose money. I lose, New York is $15 an hour. You talk to one of my people on the phone just for that long, I'm losing money, okay? So you could imagine, why am I doing it for $9? Because hopefully it's gonna weed out a lot of you to realize trading's not for you. And I wanna say, you know what? Thank God I took that $9 course with Fausto at Cyber Trading because I realized trading's not for me. And then some of you are like, you know what? I wanna do this as a career. How do I continue? All right. So I'm looking for those two people, but I need to prove it to you live in the market. You want to see live trades? You want to see all those things that we called out? You want to see another Kodak? Take $9 out of your pocket right now. Click on that link and register. And you know what? As a bonus, if you register right now, the first 20 people that register, I will even give you a personal coaching class. Why would I do that? I tell everybody this. Listen, I'm not going to make you part of my team if you really don't qualify. I have to interview you. Okay, that $9 is really just a application fee. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to take my time and waste it on somebody that really, it's not really qualified. You know what people tell me? They're like, Fausto, I was in your trading room. For a guy that's been in business for so long, that's been in the business for 25 years, why don't you have 2,000 to 3,000 people in your room? I was just in a trading room. The guy had 1,000 people in his room. Well, shouldn't you be like selling out? I said, if I want to, I can have 10,000 people in this room, but you don't qualify. We're not out there to make some stupid subscription on you. Okay. I'm looking to make tens of thousands of dollars with you, not to make some $10 commission. Okay. A lot of those are the people that get bad scrutiny. Those are the people in that room that are going to get those bad write-ups. Those are the people that no brokerage firm will ever endorse them. Because you know what? If I was a doctor and I know I was going to get paid $10,000, knowing that it's going to kill you, but I want the $10,000, how does that make me a good doctor? Okay. So listen, you're not spending a lot of money. Take the lousy $9 right now, fill out that questionnaire, get in that trading room, and we'll go from there. All right. Now, with that said, we're pretty much at the end. I'm going to play a video from NASDAQ in the next 5 minutes, but I want to answer some questions, and I want to thank a lot of people that are registering too, because that's also very important. Questions. Sorry to join you late now. So you trade Forex as well? Sean, I personally don't trade Forex. It's just not, I live here in New York, it's not our forte here. I trade stocks, but if you really want to learn how to trade Forex, there's only about 3 people I would recommend. I put my email address, just email me And if you're looking to find the right person, and this goes for anybody, futures, forex, and options. Listen, if you love your doctor, okay, wouldn't you ask him for a recommendation? Say, you know, doc, I know you're a heart specialist, but you know what? I got a stomach problem. Do you recommend? Oh yeah, you know what? The best guy, call him. Tell him you know me. He's the person you want to see. Do not read the book. Don't even do yourself a favor interviewing this guy you want to go to. Well, guess what? You want to find the right person to do in that industry? I'll let you know. Okay. Francis, how do you get level 3? You know how you get level 3? $9. $9, and I'll tell you where to get level 3, and it'll show you exactly how to use it. I do not want anybody to buy anything from any brokerage firm, any website, or anything else. Unless you let me show you live on it, you'll actually, believe it or not, you'll do more damage to yourself than good. You know, you'll do a lot more damage. It's just that's what it's going to cost, $9. Okay. Actually, it costs $15, so you're getting a deal. Okay. All right. Just a couple of shout outs out here. I'd like to thank Josen Davis from Colorado. Just got your registration. Mitch T from Sandy, Utah. Just got your registration. Jeff M, I'm not saying your last name, so I don't want to expose anybody. From Massachusetts, got your registration. Welcome aboard. Kevin B from Tallahassee, New York. Congratulations. Look forward to seeing you. Guys, listen, when you register, it's very important. There's a questionnaire that comes in right after. Please fill out that questionnaire. We call the people who fill that out first because we need to know a little bit about you. We are listen to me carefully. We're very overwhelmed here at CTU. A lot of our staff's working from home. I actually sent people home before they even kick people out of buildings. That's how cautious I'm in. So we're very understaffed. We're doing the best that we can. Please be patient with us, okay? Do what we tell you, and we'll get you through. We'll get you in the room, but we can't let you in the room unless we talk to you. We need to know who you are. We want to explain to you what you're going to see. You're going to go into the room, and you're going to be completely lost, okay? Do it the right way, not the quick way. I know you're all antsy. You want to get in there. You know what? If you want to start tomorrow, put it in a request. If you want to start next week, we'll start next week. Which is good. That's a good question, actually. I'm going to put that on the questionnaire. When's your start date? When do you want to start? I got to write that down. To start. Okay. Couple of questions coming across here. Some brokerage firms recommend robot trader. What do you think? Does it work normal? Robot trader. What the hell is that? I mean, I don't know what robot. I assume I know what you're talking about. Listen, you need to know you need to know how to trade on your own. Okay, don't have some platform out there. If that was the case, you don't even need to be here. Okay, you don't even need to be here. And the brokerage firm shouldn't even be soliciting you if they got all these automated algorithms and auto robots doing it. So I really don't know what that means. I'm sorry. All right. What else we got here? Fausto, already paid $9. Not ready to start till I get the iPad coming in a day. Well, listen. When you're ready, you're ready. There's always put a bullet to your head. We're not going anywhere. Listen, I love what I do, and you're gonna love what we do, and what you're gonna love even more if you can even make money and see people making money do it. So when you're ready, you're ready. Don't worry about it. All right. What else we got here? Okay, so Jeff says, after $9, what do I get? So after $9, if you want to continue, it's $149 a month to be in the trading room. But most importantly, if you want us to teach you how to trade, well, we're gonna consult you about that. All right. And so listen, it's a lot of work, and I'll be honest with you, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. You know, it's not expensive, but it's not cheap. But you know, before you go out there, why don't you go test drive it? And let's see what we can do, go from there, okay? Mark, level 4, you will be seeing it in the trading room. Absolutely. You're just going to be viewing. We're not telling you to buy it. Listen, we're not making you spend money. We're not telling you to go here, there. We want you to actually see it first, okay? Would you like to test it, feel it, and drive it before you actually spend money? How many of you wanted to go buy a car like, oh, I want to buy that car so bad. Oh, I want to buy that. Like, you see the new Corvette? I want to buy it. And someone looks at it like, oh, I hate it. Like I didn't want to buy that car. After driving, it was horrible. But then you say, but then I would never think of buying a Mustang. Like, oh my God, it was the best car I ever driven. I'm just using it as a metaphor. A couple other people. Wow, you guys are registering like crazy. Beautiful. Daniel from Aventura, Illinois, got your registration. Chelsea from Texas, got your registration. George K from, I don't know if you guys are hearing your name being called, from, was it Germany? All right, beautiful, great. Love the German people. Robert Schneider from Ohio, got your registration. Hi, Lou from Maryland, got your registration, still coming in. Ken, Fausto, I found you. Fausto's room, extremely helpful. Good luck to all the new enrollees. You know what? I'm just going to copy that and paste it. Thank you very much, Rich, for doing that. Listen, we have some students in here also that come here because they don't have to. You know, first of all, we only trade an hour a day. The reason why they're here is because, you know, they also want to help recruit because they know that when we start interviewing you to be a student of ours, a trader of ours, if you qualify like some of them have, then they're gonna know that you're gonna make their life easier. Listen, you ever go to work, you ever have a job, you go for an interview and get turned down? Or how about if you're a boss? You ever hire someone like, you got all these interviews, you know, you're trying to find the right person that's a good fit. Not that they're a bad person or anything else. It's just that they're not a good fit for your company. You know, you don't want to bring cancer to your business. You don't want to have big animosity in your business. And not everybody, you know, if you could hire everybody, you probably wish you could, but you might do more damage to you than you did. So a lot of these people here today, a lot of our students, they know how hard you work. They know how hard you want to make it successful, but we're not going to put every Tom, Dick, and Harry in that room because if you're looking for that, we're not the right person for you. Okay. All right, guys, listen, a couple more shout outs I got here. What we got here? We got Francesco, Italian, I think. I didn't see the zero at the vowel at the end, probably. Francesco is my middle name, actually. From Connecticut, got your registration. Jarson from Colorado. This is great. All right, listen, there's a lot of you guys registering. So I'm just going to please be patient with us. We're doing the best that we can. We can get a hold of everyone here. Okay. So, you know, we just don't let everybody in the room. So please, if you do register, be patient. We'll get you in there. You need to talk to somebody. You're going to have to make an appointment and let us do what we do best. I'm telling you, you'll see why Cyber University, you know, what we're really big is in customer service. My thing is, I don't want somebody to go into a room that's going to, you know, that doesn't know what he's getting himself involved in because it's going to ruin the whole experience. All right. All right. So what I'm going to do right now, traders, I'm going to get ready. I got to get back, get ready for my afternoon. I'm going to play a video really quick for all of you guys to listen to regarding about the NASDAQ book viewer that I was on NASDAQ. And then as you guys are watching it, just sit back and register. All right. So I'm going to play that really quick. I'm going to go on my website and I'm just going to hit play. And let me just rewind that and you guys can watch it from there. All right, guys, enjoy.
Everything going on, the volatility we've seen in the market since you were with us in the middle of February last time.
That was pretty crazy.
Traders are asking themselves, what's the bottom, what's the top? But as a day trader, you can kind of get an inside look when you're looking at
What is Phil? Is that next time you get it? Yes. Day trading, people realize that what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade into a long-term investment. And my phone's been blowing up. People could ask me, Faust, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Because we're looking at the market all day, and honestly, this is how you really know when it's the bottom. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news, and just constantly all negative stuff, and the market's not going any lower, that's when you know it's time to buy. So as you see, like a lot of bad news keeps coming up, and then obviously saw what happened yesterday when they lowered the Fed rate by a half. It took for a big decline, and all of a sudden the market's up with about almost like 900 points so far. So and there's still a lot of bad news that's coming out with the coronavirus and everything else, but that's really when you know when you hit the bottom. So for some of the listeners out there that really
missed the boat when the market had a big rally. We almost hit 30,000. These are the opportunities. Honestly, this is like the same thing I saw back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. So once you start seeing all the bad news, things start backing up, start going up.
All right, let's take a look at our example here today. We're going to look at ticker symbol MRNA, NASDAQ listed, of course. What are we looking at? Where's the levels that you're looking to sell?
Okay, so listen, what is mRNA? I keep bringing up stocks, and people are like, what does this company do? It doesn't matter. We're just here to make money. The main goal about Total View is you have to understand how it works, how to know where the buyers and sellers are. It's all about supply and demand. That's why it's such a great tool. So we're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at the stock right here. And the first thing people notice is like the stock's going up beautifully. Nice. Look at the stock. Started this morning. It's at 25.80. It's at 28. Is it going higher? Now the goal is, why does the stock keep breaking out? It hits a resistance, it comes back down. It breaks the previous resistance, keeps going up. How do you know it's going to keep breaking higher highs? And that what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring a video so you all can see exactly what it's like to see in the real market conditions.
All right, so let's move along to our next slide here. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's take a look at Total View. I'm going to let you take the reins. Tell us what's happening here.
Okay, so we got like a little minute video here. So we're looking at some real time. And the key here is time and sales. These are the transactions that are taking place. We're looking at level 2. Level 2 is basically people get for free, but it doesn't give you the depth of data as Total View does. Now, the key here is that you don't see that many sellers out there. You're just seeing the best bid and best offer of that exchange. But you'll notice how the stock keeps going higher. What we need to focus on is where you see the big sellers, and you're looking for big orders. You got 51 different orders out there, right around 28. Things are going so quickly, I try to slow it down. So right around 28.50. So that is really your resistance level. So when you're looking at a stock going out, going higher, you're going to say, is the stock going to break out? So you see it's coming up to this guy right here really quickly. You see it's coming up. It's coming up to this person right here. So it's 70,000 shares, 5,000 shares. So it's going to come up to that seller. Now the goal is this. Is that guy going to get executed? Remember, you have 100 share sellers, 300 shares, 1,000. You have a big order out there. You want to see if that guy gets executed, and you want to see if that's how it breaks out. Remember, what makes support and resistance levels is buyers and sellers. So you got a seller out there. So we're coming up to that seller right here. Now the goal is to look right here and see if that seller gets executed. And you see it's coming up to the seller, and boom, the guy gets taken out. It's actually executing it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See all those trades actions? It took the guy out. Now look how fast the stock goes up. From 250, we're at 260, 270, 280, boom, like that, as quickly as that. That's why it's so important to know where the orders are, know where the resistance, and see if the guy gets taken out. Now, when we get to the next slide, look at it. We're already at 28.80.
Yep, and you can see these 35,000.
Which is exactly. Now this is the next order. Now the next question is: here's the next biggest resistance. There's a 33,000 shares for there's 100 different orders out there. Now then that's where the next resistance level is. So the goal is you hit a resistance. Where's the next resistance? The next resistance is the next biggest seller. So now we're coming up to him, and we're going to see what's going to happen when he gets to 29.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Well, also this is about a 5-minute video that I was able to capture when we traded this stock, and I kind of speeded it up over about a minute, so it doesn't move as quickly. Boom, we hit 29. The guy got taken out again, and look at the stock just took off again. And the thing I want to explain to you, Jill, is that, and your listeners have to understand, is that when you have a big seller out there and that guy gets taken out, that is a very big demand. Someone says, oh, wow, I'll take that 30,000 shares. And that's why you get the stock that really, really starts to take off. Now, the next thing is that you're going to get some resistance levels. It's going to start backing off. There's always profit taking going on, right?
Of course.
So when you have profit taking going on, you can see profit taking going on. But the question is it really a profit taking, or is it just people or is it really going to go lower? In this case, it's not. Seller got done. Remember, we just watched the stock go from 28 to 29. Now look at it. We're at 29.50 already. Stock just keeps going higher and higher because those sellers are getting executed. As those sellers get executed, that means there's a demand for it. When you see big block orders out there, it makes a bigger demand, and that makes it higher. Now, the next resistance level obviously is going to be where we have to focus on, where the next biggest orders are. So we got some, we freeze, right? We're done?
Nope, we have a little bit more to go here.
We slow down over here. Yep, we're done. Okay. So the next video we're going to show.
You can actually go to our slide here. So this is where you're looking at those levels.
Right. So we're looking at the seller. So we have a 67,000 share seller at 28. So now we have to look what we call iceberg orders.
What does that mean?
Okay. So it's a funny story. So I came up with this word about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. Okay. I should go watch that movie. Very sad movie. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, what happened to Titanic? It hit an iceberg, and the thing is, everybody was focused on the pretty of the ship and above the water. They didn't realize it's not what's above the water, it's the bottom of the water. Icebergs are really big. So what happened, it crashed and it sunk. So what we're looking for is big iceberg orders, which we call, some people call them big block orders, but when you see a big order, it's called an iceberg order. So now we're looking at a 2890 and we're looking for a resistance. Once again, stock's going higher. We need to focus on the next resistance level.
All right, and which is on the next chart here. If we take a look, yep.
So here's just a quick little screenshot. So as we're looking at it, you see, it's a lot easier when you're focusing on, when you're just looking at the level, the total view, and it's easy to point it out. Now, please keep in mind, your listeners have to understand, we're fast forwarding this pretty quickly to get to the point. It doesn't move this quickly. But I'm showing right here is just a quick screenshot. What we're focusing on is this big order right here for 73,000 shares, and there's 315 different orders out there making up that 73,000. Now, the thing I just want to point out is I just want to teach everyone a quick little lesson.
Yeah.
Don't ever sell anything at $30. Go out at $29.99. You just cut the line by.
So that's for anything that's at an even number.
Biggest trick I was taught by my mentors when I was younger. Just listen. Everybody's gonna think 30. Everybody's gonna think 20. Go out $21.99. You just cut the line by 73,000 shares. That's a very good.
It's like selling a house or buying a house. It's like those incremental psychological levels.
Well, if you remember, if you look at it, the stock has the penny intervals. So that's a little tip. But the thing is, let's focus what happens to the 30. No, just right off the bat, you know that's a major resistance levels, and that's what we have to focus on. That's for the stock to go any higher, it's got to get through that 73,000 share seller on total view.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next slide. See what happens next. Now we're going to get the other piece of the trade.
Okay, so here we're looking at the stock moving. Here's 29.45, 29.48, 62, 67. So the sellers are getting executed. You can see the transactions taking place, but we know that there's that guy sitting right here. And now his order's coming up. Look, he's starting making up the ranking. It's getting up to 30. It's getting close to him. So let's watch what happens. 74, 70. Look at the transactions taking place. It's trying to get there. And by the way, those orders, they're all real. People think like they're fake. Those are real orders. Can a guy cancel it? Of course they can cancel it. But that you have to take very seriously, and that's a real order out there. So now as we're looking at it, and as it's trading, it's trying to get there. Actually, it kind of almost tested it. You see that right there?
Yeah.
See that candle right there? It hit it, and now it's starting to back off a little. Now you're starting to see the red candlesticks. So now that means that the last sale is lower than the previous.
And this works for all kinds of stocks. ETFs, would it work for ETFs also?
ETFs, futures, it works the same way. Remember, it's the movement of stock that makes all those other things. Yeah,
right.
ETFs and everything else. You can look up any ETF and it'll come up on total view. Look, now we're down to 29.
Yep.
So my point that I'm getting to is this: if you didn't have a game plan, Jill, and didn't know that seller was out there, and you try to
and actually, if we go to the next slide, this is exactly what you were talking about. There's your level right there.
If you didn't have a game plan and knew that seller was out there, and look at that candle, that stock literally moved. Look how fast it moved in that one bar chart. If you didn't have a game plan to get out there before that guy was out there, and if you didn't what we call shaving, if you didn't shave just before that 30 and cut that line, guess what? You would just look how much money you would have lost. That stock didn't even drop from 30. Look where it went to. 730, you got crushed on that trade, because what happens if that seller's out there and he's not getting executed, he really had to sell that order, Jill. How is he going to get out? He's got to sell to the buyers. If he hits the bid, he's running that stock down, not you and I. Remember, we're not trading 74,000, someone else is, and it's not one person. We saw it. It was like there was several people out there doing it, and that's how you got to focus on using the total view when you trade in today's volatile markets.
All right, so cool to actually watch it happen in real time. Thanks so much for doing that for us, Fausto. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.